porque me da para la medicina y me sobra para la comida. Me va mejor.
Porque todo está más limpio. Me va mejor.
Porque todo está más fresco. Me va mejor.
Porque veo más variedad. Me...
Si aquí te va mejor.
En salud, a mí me va mejor.
Directo desde los escenarios del mundo, Sony Mac y DJs internacionales te presentan lo mejor de la música electrónica en El Sabroso Radio Show. Solo aquí. Música sin fronteras en exclusiva por Punta Cana Hits. Todos los sábados, 8 de la noche.
Lo mejor es churrasco, costillas y baeña. Lo mejor es churrasco, costillas y baeña. ¿A dónde pula? A pura leña, suadero, doña Pula. A pura leña, vaya voy yo también. A comer esa carne, vaya voy yo también. A disfrutar esa carne, todo es que era probado. Lo come nuestra parte, todo es que era probado. Lo come nuestra parte. Si va para allá, a ni una seña. Si va para allá, a ni una seña.
Punta Cana Hits.
Every Friday at 7 p.m., Punta Cana Hits presents What's Up Punta Cana with Christy Maggio, the #1 English talk show in the area, with the best that the Dominican Republic and the rest of the world have to offer. All right. Welcome to What's Up Punta Cana with Christy Maggio. It's not quite 7 p.m. yet. However, we have a special guest tonight, so I am starting, and I get to start an hour early, and I am so excited to be here because I didn't know who my guest was going to be tonight, and I had a great surprise. It is someone that you're all going to love and want to continue to listen throughout this interview. And, you know, I love being able to interview Dominicans or from here in the Dominican Republic in English to share it with my American audience, my English-speaking audience, because a lot of times I don't get the opportunity to do that. But tonight, it is going to blow your mind. And so if you continue to watch, please make sure you like and subscribe this channel so you can continue to get all of these great episodes of my show, talk show, and everything that Punta Cana Hits puts out there. But tonight, my guest is someone who started in the Dominican Republic, went to Puerto Rico, went to Florida, then went to New York, and then became a global sensation because he created a form of music, and he was a pioneer in a form of music that hadn't been heard before. And so what did he do? He took merengue, he took hip hop, he fused it together to create what we know as mambo. So I want to welcome to the show tonight, El Cata.
Hey, we came from the dust and we here.
I am so excited to have you. Now, your real name, your born name is Edward?
Edward.
Edward.
Edward Bello.
Edward Bello.
Bello, B as in boy, ELLO.
Very good. Almost Italian.
You know, I feel like I am.
So where did El Cata come from?
El Cata came from because at the very early age, my mom used to call me Catalino because it reminds her like a king, something special for her, which it was an imaginary person or an imaginary king, and she just named me Catalino. Years after, when I began to walk on this passion of music, someone told me, hey, you got to change that name from Edward to something more like common like to people because Edward sounds like a king, or like an angel from God, or like a spirit.
Are you not a king?
I'm just a godson.
I love that.
Godson of
I
a
love
bitch.
that.
So, no, I'm just, simple person, but just to be quite frank, I kind of love to put Catalino as an artist.
Of course.
Because later, when I hit with a song that we will talk later about it, someone say, you see, I told you that if you put that person that request me to do that, say, that song worked because you name yourself with Catalino. So now, for this time of generation,
Absolutely.
you need to to be called El Cata. And I said, you just made me to change my name to Catalino, and now you want me to say to change my name El Cata. But hey, it worked what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So I changed to El Cata.
Mm-hmm.
And the things got better.
Yeah. I mean, we evolve, right? What we start out and think about in the beginning doesn't necessarily define where we end up, right?
It's correct. And there's a lot of people around you that will tell you the right thing and the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
But there's people that you understand they're telling you the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
You must listen to. So
Yeah.
many people will be concerned being with you, worry about you. They will really care about you, but you got to be enough concerned
Mm-hmm.
to understand who are these persons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who you surround yourself with is really important.
It was an old friend, which has died, and he was older than me, like around 35 years old. And the truth is, this person around you that will tell you the truth, those are the people we experience, that they heart are good because you know what they do or what they've been through, and they older than you, 2 eyes, 3 times older than you. The experiences at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's really important. I think that those who are at that age, just coming to whatever it might be, whether it's in the music industry or
Yes.
anything, actually honing in and listening to those who have experience and who've gone before you, and you know that they have, you know, why not learn from them and their mistakes, their successes, and take their advice.
And besides, who can ever say that my mother's calling me Catalino?
Yeah.
Who was going to be my nickname for my name, my branding name for this project of Alcata
Yeah.
today's and this long journey for the industry of music, Alcata. Wait,
Have you always loved music? Like, did you feel like you had it in your blood from the time you were little?
since I was an embryo.
Yes,
Yes,
really.
yes.
So, where did you first, like, what was your first things that you remember as a child, that how you loved music? Was it like your family played it in the house and you would dance to it? Were you in the church choir? Were there certain things that, like, you just knew that as soon as you heard music, you were just boom,
Well,
stimulated?
at that time, I did not know I was part of it, but coming along of the thinking of things that I did, it tells me that yes, at that time I started to feel that. My father used to have a record long play player, a long play.
Uh-huh.
It was like some
Yep.
plastic disc,
Yep.
dark plastic disc.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Every time I pass through uh, any kind of equipment, I didn't look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Not even the speakers of that system.
Right.
But the long play going around like that, it caught my attention.
Mm-hmm.
The color of the long play, the style, the long play,
Mm-hmm.
the everything, the whole system player. And hey, I grew up with the electronic games. I have control remote cars. I have
Mm-hmm.
small equipment, things, telephones. Important things. I have transformers.
Yep.
Many type of toys that couldn't be more interesting than this long plays. And I love this plastic thing producing music. I didn't go to the speaker where the sound came from,
You went to watch
just to see how my father bring the
the
stick
needle.
away. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's correct. It plays on the long play.
Mm-hmm.
That needle start making in music.
Yep.
There I understood that I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's where my angel's speaking, and it happens.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't easy, but it happened.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, we'll get into that part, but because it's not easy. And so, but who were some of those influences at that age when you were young and your dad had those records and he was playing them? Who were some of those people that were on those records that you were listening to?
Well, he used to listen to Camilo Sesto,
Okay.
and my mother used to listen the same way to Jose
Okay.
and Julio Iglesias.
Mm-hmm.
So those were the three great, huge artists that that my parents listened to, but they were not my my artist,
Right.
or I did not feel familiar with this music, only with the equipment.
Right.
And how
Right.
this equipment project this. It was like a weird thing for me to see the equipment.
Uh-huh.
So this is what they heard now. By the time I was growing, besides those equipments,
Mm-hmm.
when I was growing at my age of 6, 7,
Mm-hmm.
which I remember just a few things, I'm bad at remembering.
Yeah.
So I remember that I used to love somebody called Biko C, this a Puerto Rican rapper.
Mm-hmm.
Also, uh, there was a group from United States called Fat Boys.
Yeah. Yes.
Fat Boy, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then along the time was growing and kept listening to the rap was an influence on me.
Absolutely.
Then when I was a little bit older, like 9 to 10, start hearing music like from so many
Yeah.
that right now it don't comes to me, but important and well known in the industry. So I start feeling myself like being influenced by the rap music of the United States.
Well, at that time too, and I'm imagining because it's probably the same time that we grew up, and that influence. Like you were in New York by that time,
Correct.
So I'm imagining you probably watched Yo MTV Raps and like I don't know if you
I was very poor about watching,
those types of
yes,
things.
because I was more connected to responsibilities of work
Okay.
and other things,
Uh-huh.
trying to be more ahead of the game when it comes to the economically part. I was always awake, but with this passion not
Yeah.
leaving me alone at the meantime.
Yeah, but that was a huge point in time for the the breakout of
Yes.
rap and hip hop
Yes.
and all of those things.
Yeah, I couldn't see the sometimes I saw the written way that the urban style of being writing on the walls,
Yeah.
the music. It was a movement
It was
at
a
that
huge
time.
movement.
Yeah, it was a huge movement. We all felt it,
Mm-hmm.
but it has a lot of influence in me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was not a real like frustrated follower of it,
Right.
but I was part of. I felt the key, like we say. It was part of me while I was working and getting myself occupied.
It was the seed that was being planted
Yes.
into what
Yes.
was to come.
That was what made me to work and do music the way I do it now.
So when you were young, so I had mentioned in the beginning that you were born here in the Dominican Republic. You then moved to Puerto Rico when you were
Rico.
3.
Yes.
Then
2 for 3.
2 or 3, and then to Florida.
Florida when I was 5.
And then to
7 New York.
to New York, to the Bronx. And so when you arrived in the Bronx and your life growing up in the Bronx as a child, let's go from like a family education standpoint, right?
Yes.
A language standpoint too, because here you are 7
Yes.
coming into the United States, going to school. What was that like? Like if you even not remembering, if you may not remember certain details, but what do you feel your experience was, and how did that shape you as you grew up and knowing that music was also there as a part of you?
Well, by immigrating to PR, which is part of the United States, and going to Florida, same way,
Yeah.
and going to New York, still in the same system.
Yep.
So I did not feel any change because leaving too early and
Yeah.
and being in one word, being into the United States system. That's what's been everything for me. That's all about me. I didn't see any other thing. Now, while I was growing, my mother sent me back here to eat mango. That's a different thing. They didn't send me there to see the system there. And the shock was here. I said, what's mango? Or what is this? Or what is that? And I, for first time in my life, remember I came here when I was 4. I remember that I fell from a donkey. Do you think that couldn't happen to me? It was like a shock to me that it stood on me. Yeah, and I was sitting in the front
Mm-hmm.
of someone that was at that time
Mm-hmm.
that was having the donkey, and
Mm-hmm.
who passed me was my uncle and say, "Hold him." And the donkey moved as he tried to hold the string. I fall off. That's the story of what I get. I don't remember that, but I remember I fall off from the animal. So that wouldn't happen to me in the United States.
Right.
So my mother kept bringing me here or sending me, and I learned the chickens, the animals, the dog in the street, things important for the lifestyle of a Spanish
Yeah.
community that somehow it cultivate you.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a different culture.
yes, to touch roses, to climb a tree, to let me walk on the mud, on the fang,
Mm-hmm.
and to go to beach 7 days a week, and believe it or not, my ADN came back to where I born.
Yeah.
Then I started to love it so much at the age of 13 to 14.
Mm-hmm.
So bad that I work hard to get my ticket so they can deport me back again once a year.
Interesting.
It needs to come by twice a year
Mm-hmm.
from my own pocket, buying tickets, getting my family deport me because they put that in my ADN.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you grow up with it, like it's in your DNA. It's one of those things that as you
I'm sorry, DNA.
no, that's okay. I was subtly
I was translating it.
and so when you feel that, but I think this is also another thing that today's youth don't necessarily know sometimes about is that, you know, you're 13, 14, you knew you wanted to come back. And so you were already working, right? So that you could save money, so that you could be able to come back. What kind of jobs did you do at that point in time?
We all know that we all that went to school. I used to go to Papa Juan Elementary, Roosevelt, at the Italian community, right on Forum, where
Okay.
Gambino is from. We used to pass
Okay.
by his house and throw rocks to the window
Oh.
because we were a team like of 5 kids that we
Mhm.
got after school and pass by because we knew at that time that that guy used to live there or whatever, and that was stole so hard because I was the little Sicilian or
Uh-huh.
and town right there in
Wow.
Forum in the back of our school.
Mm-hmm.
So that news has to hit our school somehow and somewhere. So that school where I went there like 4 years, it's it's a system that allows the students to work in a program called, I don't know if now they those if the United States provide that, work study, which
In high school.
minors that go to high school under 18 can work 3 hours.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you know that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this work I did when I was young. I did that work I worked for McDonald's,
Mm-hmm.
Burger King,
Mm-hmm.
among others. And at the meantime, with a friend of mine, young, in a furniture store.
Mm-hmm.
So I had 2 jobs in vacation.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Furniture store selling beds, sofa,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
tables, things, chairs, home articles, and going to these fast food places.
And going to school.
And when during the vacation and school, not only in vacation work.
Only on vacation.
Yeah,
So not in the evenings or the weekends or
in vacation now,
Mm-hmm.
evenings and weekend. But for the furniture, yes, Saturdays, but not Sundays.
Mm-hmm. And so in doing that, at this point in time, you're a teenager. Yes.
Correct.
And so what did the music come in to play at this point when you were in high school?
I remember that from high school. I was 16. Can't forget that. A friend of mine that plays trumpet
Mm-hmm.
from there was a class. Now we went when I was 16. Exactly at my 16, I went to a preschool in in uh in the university, Bronx Community College on University 181st.
Mm-hmm.
I went to that university, but for preschool before getting into
Yeah.
it's 1 year before they had the school in there. So a friend that I met there, someone I met there,
Mm-hmm.
just became my friend later. He was a trumpet player and a few other basses,
Mm-hmm.
and they kind of invited me. They kind of said, "Let's go to the rehearsal. We're going to be rehearsing." I felt some kind of attractive idea of seeing this somehow. I don't know why.
Yeah.
And that day, everything changes inside me. When I saw this guy playing and performing this and the sounds and the thing, I say, "Hey, I want to do this."
Uh-huh.
But it was so hard inside me, that feeling, that what I did from 16 to 17 was learning something that people takes about 5 to 10 years to learn. It was harmony. So I decided when I was 16, middle of of that year,
Mm-hmm.
by June, July, I think
Mm-hmm.
it was. Yeah, I remember clearly. I took classes of piano for tonal harmony,
Wow.
and with a book of positions of fingers between chords and triads, and what are minor chords, augmented, diminished with the 7/9. I don't know how I was reading this like if I knew it before.
So did you have a teacher or did
We
you?
had a teacher, but I
Okay.
was going too fast with these books.
Uh-huh.
So the teacher says you're going to this. Let's say the homework was to some lessons, but I went
Mm-hmm.
more
More.
pages than
Uh-huh.
that. And the teacher kind of annoyed, and it started moving me to a higher things.
Mm-hmm.
In 1 year, they realized they wanna put me in a program for production. So from harmony, singing and reading speech and rhythm,
Mm-hmm.
they moved me to production to see something. And that production has a class like 20 people in a big room with computer and system for doing demos,
Uh-huh.
setting up with different instrument that plays different elements.
Right.
And at that time, there was a software called Performer.
Mm-hmm.
And I grabbed that Performer and wipe my ass, sorry for the word, in 3 seconds. I don't know how.
It's a gift.
I don't know, but today we work with Pro Tools.
Right.
And when I hit Logic, Nuendo, Fruity Loop, believe it or not, from performing, when I sit in any of this software,
Mm-hmm.
it's like my brain said, "Hey, the position of the whole files are different,
Mm-hmm.
but you're doing the same thing.
Right.
So go get the name of everything that you know is the same in every project and work with it."
Wow.
So setting up interfaces, doing that things, then I understood that my passion was there. And what my mother says, that I didn't believe it, it concluded that yes, I was a musician.
Mm-hmm.
Because she used to say, when you was in my stomach and I heard music, you jumped. That I didn't believe it. But then when I saw the records,
Mm-hmm.
I say, makes sense with my mother, but didn't believe it. But after this happening and this progress went on, yes, I believe so.
believed
I
it.
believe it. I believe so.
So from there, here you are. You basically superseded so many things. You go into production. You do this program in production, right? And then where does your next step take you?
When I was 17, a year after, I remember make like 3 demos with that program.
Mm-hmm.
School provide me an extra computer. They gave me a computer so I could take it home, and gave me the software. So I hardly get a keyboard and 2 speakers that I have from a radio. I plug it into, work it, build it, and with an interface, made 3 demos when I was 17, and I presented to the same trumpet player friend of mine. I said, listen to this. He said, I know a friend of mine, they signing people. I was 17, that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
So we present the demo to this guy. This guy has a little office. They were too young, but they were moving money. How? I don't know. But they have a record company, and it was established, and it has a public name, and they were selling CDs in the store. And I presented to him, to Juan Cabrera, and he said, let's record these 3 songs. I record these 3 songs. And he presented to another guy, and the other guy said, let's make 7 more so we can make an album. And then between me and these 2 guys, we put an album when I was 17 on sale.
Wow.
The album came out by Rincón Musical. You can find it, that I was 17 and you too. 17 to now, you must know in 1998, 17 years old, you may know what's my age right now. But something nice is this. When the album is done, the 3rd guy that came to the party, to the
to the launch,
the launch, hey, hello. He says, I have a friend in the radio. He's from Puerto Rico. He's one of the hugest guys on the radio called Luis Jimenez from El Vacilón de la Mañana on the WSKQ Mega. Luis Jimenez heard the song because Raymond Diaz took us there. He heard the song and said, he has a hit there. The guy we all look at each other and say, El ñacu ñacu. And I said, no, I don't think that song is a hit. I said, let me play it. And they played the song. And from the first day in the morning they played the song, it became a hit in New York.
Wow.
When I was 18 years old, I played about 43 parties in the whole year.
Wow. That's
with a band of 14 musicians.
That's incredible.
When I was 19, I released another album. It didn't come good. It wasn't good because when you tie things in the wrong way, contracts are not well, you grow too fast. You grow in this.
It's not organically
exactly
being created. It's being forced on you.
Yes, and precisely there were other things that we caught. It was a long walk in a short bridge, and I had to handle family things and priorities, and they could not support me with the economically part, and I had to do it. I was too young, I had to quit school for some house to do, and in that second album, everything like drop off little by little. And the guy from the radio understood that I was doing other things to keep on that motion. I need to have that support and take care of all the things. The school is important. I was a minor. You got to be careful with that.
Right.
And everything changes to a good, not too bad. Economically, worse, but to good because
but at that time,
you keep learning.
But at that time, were you disappointed in that sense? Because now looking back, yeah, you can say it happened for a reason, right? Because we grow through what we go through, right?
Yeah, you feel disappointed because what you're looking for is to succeed, not to fail.
Right.
And we all don't understand that you need to fail to succeed, even if you know it, if you haven't gone through it. If you experience it now, that's what you feel no matter what.
Right.
You can be smart, but if you're going from A to Z and you haven't go to B,
exactly,
and you fail trying to go to B, you don't understand it. But if you go from A to Z and you fail in B, and you try to go to D, but you fail in C, you're gonna understand it. You gotta fail because it happened before. The good thing of learning is that you're going somewhere in life, but some sacrifices that you got to take. Not everyone has the same way to learn.
Right. Well, not a lot of people want to make sacrifices.
No. Like I was saying yesterday to some friends, if I'll tell you how many how big is the sacrifice? In sacrifices you got to make to go from A to Z.
Mm-hmm. Most people won't do it.
You don't do it.
No.
You get scared.
Yeah.
You say no,
Absolutely.
but that's not my point. They will say. You know?
And I think that's why most people don't, because I
no pain, no gain, baby.
right. Well, one 13-year-old told me once. He says this to me. He goes, "Yeah, but," because he got Miss Maggio. Miss Maggio, fail is just an acronym for first attempt in learning. And I'm like, oh, okay.
It's a beautiful way
right?
to say it.
I'm like, you're right. Because every time we do something the first time, maybe it works, but then when we try it again, maybe it doesn't. But, most people don't succeed the first time they try something new, right?
Yeah, I said it this way. It's perfect way how you said it. If you want to get somewhere and you don't have a tutor, a teacher that haven't got there, or has been there,
Mm-hmm.
and have the support for you and the requirements to get you there, if you patient with him, you'll get there.
Mm-hmm.
But if we all that don't have no one,
Yeah.
and we learning, or we trying to do something, but we doing it in our own, we're gonna fail millions of
Right.
times.
Absolutely.
And that's the way to get where you gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
It won't happen. It can't happen.
Right.
Because you don't have a tutor. You don't have a teacher that is holding your hand to say, no, it's through this way.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you fail going this way with a teacher that has been there, hey, that teacher hates you. It's going to take you to the wrong spot.
Or you don't want to listen to the mentor or teacher or whoever, and because you think you know it all, and then they're like,
you ignore the
okay,
teacher. Yeah.
ignore the teacher, and then you
Do
end
it.
up, okay, you want to go do it on how you
Correct.
want to do it, that's fine. And then boom, you want to learn the hard way? Okay.
Yeah, that's right. It is.
Yeah. But a lot of times too is, I think a lot of people look for advice from people who haven't done it before. Like, I'm not going to go to the gas station and ask the gas attendant, hey, I want to publish a book. What do you think about it? He's never published a book, right?
Correct.
You're going to go and ask for advice, especially even with family. A lot of times family, they love you tremendously, but they're just like, oh, be realistic, keep your head in the game, do something stable, do something safe, not because they don't believe in you, but because they don't want to see you fail.
Failing. They don't want to see you, especially when parents suffering.
Right.
They have suffering so much, and for them, you are like their little kitty cat. And
Of course.
they don't want you, and that you have to understand that that's beautiful.
Yeah.
But sometimes some parents do not feel for what some kids feels to do,
Of course.
and they won't ever understand what is inside of the heart.
Mhm.
So the best way to support this kid, say, go for what your heart. So,
Yeah.
but do it right.
Yep.
Do it right.
Absolutely.
Do it right. And if you're doing it right and you're failing, remember, it's the way to get there. That's the way
Yeah.
to get there. There's no other way,
Yeah.
unless what you said already.
But because of even with your story here, like
I
you,
failed so many times.
right?
We're saying the good thing. We're not saying the bad thing.
Absolutely. And that's what, even today now on, you look at social media, you look at all these things, and everything is, tell my, it's an illusion, right? It's an illusion of perfection. And people see that, I want that. But a lot of people aren't sharing or showing, like, I fell on my face like a million times,
Yes,
right?
Yes,
And-
yes. Because you're right with that. Because for me, it's hey, you got an album when you were 17.
Mhm.
Yes, but everybody has the best shoes. I didn't. I have to work
Right.
like a motherfucker in two
Yep.
jobs so I can buy a metro car.
Yeah.
And I can go see my friends. So I have to do sacrifices, even sleep in parks sometimes,
Mhm.
just to not come back home or whatever. So because you have personal matters and problems and so many things that we're not saying it here because we're transmitting the positive things that help others,
Mhm.
not the negative thing that I went through, because we all go through negative things.
Right. But I think though the negative things that you're sharing, like if you had to sleep in a park, you had to, you had your good first album, but then, the second one wasn't. So you had to go back out there. You had to pound the pavement. You had to roll your sleeves up, work harder, and not just settle for the fact that, okay, I tried, but I didn't make it. No, you got back out there and you did it. And I think that those stories aren't negative. It's real. It is reality in the sense of anybody who wants to succeed has to learn that, hey, you know what? Guess what? You may be going through this right now, but you get back on it. You work hard. You keep on pushing towards it, and it can come back around again, right?
And it will be harder and harder because the harder is it means you're maintaining yourself.
Right.
It gets harder and harder to maintain yourself.
Because it's those choices too. Do I want to go and save my money to be able to do what I want to do? Or am I going to blow my money going out with my friends and hanging out on,
Is that you change, times change, things change. So to get on track is harder. Everything changes, you in my scenario, audience grow, my supporters, the followers, close accounts, change, some go good, some do bad. For me to go out there and holler and get some other audience, some new kids, some generation people that I can keep in track with me. It's a tough game. This game, like, look, same is the politically thing, the sport, all this is you got to go hard. You got to play hard.
Yeah. You're not going to, even for you, like if you think about, you did from that 16 to 17, you like, okay, I'm just going to play what she tells me to play. And then I'll do the next part the next time. No, you literally were like, because number one, you loved it. But number two, it's like, oh, I'm just going to keep going and keep going. Oh, this is really great. Whereas even for those that really love it, they're like, but I want to go and hang out with my friends, or I want to go and do other things, or I want to be at the mall on the weekend, or like it's choices, right?
Yes. And the more you discover what you like to do, the harder it gets also. And the more harder it gets when you try to find in a society like this one, the right people. And it gets harder when you think that around you are a person that wants the best for you, and things start happening, you start getting confused, and that's the way you grow, you learn. But it's a whole bunch of things that happens to you in a negative way, that this negative way build the positive things that get you where you want to be.
Absolutely. It's one of those things where, like, sometimes I like to call it like, it's like a roadblock. You keep going, and then all of a sudden maybe the road's closed or whatever, and that's like the drop, and it's like a GPS rerouting, right? Either way, if you keep on going and trying to find that direction, you're going to get to the same end result.
Yes.
It's just a matter of allowing yourself to be redirected.
And that is called patience.
Yeah. That's yes.
Patience show us the way to be, or to have the capacity to hear. Patient. And that give you the capacity of being disciplined.
Yes.
And also get you the capacity of understanding the process.
Yes.
And how you get patient, not feeling bad because you didn't make it, not frustrating it because you felt, understanding that all these wrong things that happens are the clue to get better, because that's your teacher.
Yes, absolutely. And a lot of us are on our own timing. God's timing is perfect, right? It's not our timing, and that's where the patience comes in. It's like, hold on a minute. Like, sometimes we need to learn a few lessons before we can get to that point, because if not, it's going to be even worse, right? And sometimes, I always say every setback is a set up for something greater, right? And so when we with a setback, it's because we had to learn something, so that when we're presented with that, maybe even in a bigger way, as we move forward in our life, we're ready so that we can move on to greater things.
It is. And hopefully today's day, the marketing and the industry has made it so easier
Mhm.
for all of us.
Yeah.
We didn't have the AI,
Right.
the IA.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't have opportunity of credit. We didn't have the marketing social medias.
Right.
We didn't have, and we mentioned this here before. We've been here saying this all the time, that we have all these equipments and all these viatic to get through what we want. We all have a phone.
Yeah.
We all use a phone for everything, but we do not use it for what we need it.
Right.
So if we combine what we think we love by using these equipments and learning the industry and facilities, we can do much than what we used to do.
Absolutely.
I can imagine what I would do with all these facilities in the past. But deep in myself, I know that maybe if I had this, I'd do nothing.
Yeah.
So be careful how you do it.
Exactly. Because I think too, it's one of those like you used to have to go into the studio. You want to record, you have to go in a studio. You had to find a studio. You had to have money to have to get the time to go into the studio. Then you had to physically go and get your music out to people. It's not like now. You can do it on TikTok, you can do it on Instagram, you can do it on whatever it is, and
Even here, you sing a melody. Let's say they give you the melody, the song,
Yep.
everything here, produce it for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But I think too, there is also that moment like where, yes, you can do it. It can do it for you. It can help you make the sound, but even still needing someone like you
yes,
who has the ear, who knows the ins and outs of it, it's still a necessity to be coached and mentored
Yes.
by.
So with what you have said, I am glad that you say this, because I will make a compliment with it, which you write. Yes, is a industry way of make money
Mhm.
out of the system when it comes to the marketing platforms.
Mhm.
You understand? There's
Yeah.
more people that maybe don't need to have coach, and they knows it all to start working there.
Mhm.
They make a huge incomes to
Mhm.
those platforms just for them to be up in a game that is not a game.
Right.
It's a trade.
Yeah. That's interesting.
So thank you for telling the audience that they need someone, a auditor, a human auditor, to back you out, watching what you're doing,
Yeah.
because you need economic resources
Yeah.
to hit into the marketing platforms.
Because then also what ends up happening is that maybe they do become that overnight sensation or influence or whatever. And they're worried about the show, right?
Yes.
And when the show is over, they come out on the ground, like on ground floor, nobody's there. And they're like, where'd everybody go?
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Because then you know who's really with you and who
Correct.
isn't.
Correct.
Whereas having somebody who's been in the industry, understands the music, understands how it works, because like you said, it's a trade, but it is also a game.
It's a game. It's a game. And the more important in this game is to be well organized,
Mm-hmm.
because it become from being a game, it can turn out to be a business
Mm-hmm.
in a good or bad way.
Right.
And if you're not well organized, it's gonna be the worst business you haven't done in your entire life as an investor of your own career.
Mm-hmm. And I think too, it's that humility and integrity, because, for example, you are going to look at someone and you're going to say, they have a good sound, they have this, they have that, but they're there's something missing in the sense of like in their character, right?
Sure.
A lot of times you're buying more into the person also as much as you're buying into the music that they're creating, right? Because if they don't have the drive, the stamina, the will to sacrifice and understand and learn and be mentored, because then you have those that, right? You're like, I know it, you know?
Sure, Christy, of
Yeah.
course.
What was it when you went from that second album, right? You had to go back, you had to go back to the drawing board, so to speak, right?
Yes.
You had to work hard, you had to do a lot of things. Life gets in the way, right? How did you make that turnaround and that comeback so that you were like, get back in the game?
Okay. This is why it's important to listen to these people, particularly people around you with experience, such as parents or people that may have some kind of experience that have gone somewhere, and if not, they part of you will tell you where they have hit that has been wrong the time they hit, so they will tell you to quit those area. This is important to listen, which is what you're saying, that mentor. So my stepfather at that time used to tell me, make another song, make another song. But that scenario of making another song, I made about 67 songs.
Wow.
Which is equal to 6 albums of 10 singles per album. So like 69 songs, and nothing happens. And my mother was about at that time of saying, you know what, she never said it, but she was kind of, I felt to say, hey, maybe you got to look for something else. I couldn't see it in her body language and her, but she wasn't against of because my stepfather at that time was, you know,
Yeah.
yeah. But I used to tell her, hey, tell him make another song, but I'm making the song myself, working hard, you know. And
Yeah.
it's not, you know, and it's like a internal conflict.
Yeah.
And once my own mother said, maybe you're doing this song for our community and the wrong place, because you're singing in Spanish to maybe 15 Latin people, 15,000 Dominicans in this area, or maybe 40,000 or 30,000 or 50,000. So you need the 10% of it. It won't be enough for you to hit with a song. Go back to homeland. There's millions of people. Maybe the 10% of these people will love you because you're coming from the United States. You bring your style. You're from outside. People always from outside be more likely than anyone else.
Right. Oh my.
So you come with that flow. So I say, okay. So I came here and make like other 20 songs, but in the style of here, it didn't work. Then I say, but I have the flow from outside. I have the beer, you know, the beer. I have the clothing style, the flow. When you see the swagger of the guy, when it comes to the clothing, I was the number one on the flow. I was the flow.
Yeah, but flow only gets you so far.
You know, but the flow
Is
combined
important.
to the traditional music I was doing, which was merengue.
Okay.
And it was a weird merengue because it was a 1-2 words type of music of merengue. It didn't work. So, hey, you're doing this merengue, so the community loves you because it sounds like they in merengue. I say, yo, let me put some rap. Let me rap, rhythm, rhythm, rhythm and pitch, pronounce words like rapping, speaking on tone with mambo, but in Spanish, and speaking about women in the nice way with things that they love it from the street and becoming with the culture swaggle and a few words in Spanglish, and then all the song people start first saying, "What does this? What does he means? I know you want me," and that song so many times. And people start saying addicted to you. And those words in Spanish became hits later on here because of the weird way they sound when I was speaking the song. I'm a millionaire, son. I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire, son. I'm a millionaire. People will say, what's that? Is he saying, people used to ask me, are you saying I'm a mommy me? I mean, you mommy? No, I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. What's a mommy? No, I'm a millionaire. What's a millonario? Oh, words.
Yeah.
What you mean, you want me? No, I know you want me. I know you want me. It means I know that you want me. Yo sé que tú me quieres para ti. So these things pull a new and traditional style of a Dominican guy singing Spanglish and nice hooks. So it became a cornflakes. It was loved here, or it is loved here and loved outside. Because from outside we want a little bit of here, and from here we want a little bit of outside. So I became the guy between the outside and the inside, more likely the guy of the sides.
Mm-hmm.
The side guy.
Yeah, the side guy. The side guy. But the middle with the side. Like you and so it's like literally the fusion of
a fusion of mambo. I became the pioneer of a style that today it is the main style from the whole country, and it is merengue, electrónico, or mambo, and it has gave the numbers and still giving the numbers because we have build it and try to work it in a way which you can dance it, you can sing it, you can feel oldly, you can be respected, you can be inspired, but precisely you feel you an age, evolutioning it to a point that the colors of it, because of the mixing and styling, timing, BPM, harmonize, simplicity into what it comes is you see me in these songs. When you hear these songs, you think it's me, knowing that it's not me. But that's the good thing about being trademarked and being watched and copy it and reproduce it. It's like copy paste what is happening out there from it, from what we build, and that's the good thing. It means it worked.
Absolutely.
But what it works? It worked because we didn't go to the EA. It works because we failed so many times.
Right.
That way.
Absolutely.
All the words EA would make it so perfect I wouldn't understand it.
What was that one? What was the song that tipped you over?
Crazy About an Egg from Shakira, which earlier became a hit in the Spanish community called Loca con su tigre. Ella es loca con su tigre, loca, loca, loca. I'm so crazy about your naked.
Wow. Okay. So, and when you're doing this, right? Were you here in the Dominican Republic, or were you back in New York at that time?
I was everywhere, but I was here.
You were everywhere, but you were here. You create the song.
Yes.
I mean, inquiring minds want to know, how did you get it into Shakira's hands?
Well,
because
how do I get into her hands, or how that song ended up on singing by her, or
because obviously you knew. I mean,
we have to connect it, and I will connect it for you.
Yes,
because it don't make sense, but it makes sense this way. Start making first songs before Loca. And a few songs did not hit that hard like this one, but the other one start connecting later shortly. the one you asked me was which one was the song that really connected. So I gave you the one that changed my life.
Completely.
Yeah, 160, 160. It's like 360, around 260, around 180.
180.
180, correct. And beg my pardon. It's 180. So that one, Loca was 180, crazy song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But before that one, there were others such as I Know You Want Me, which Pitbull sang later on,
But
written by me. But before him, it was a hit, but not huge like Loca.
right.
That was one of the one that people start saying before Get to Loca. What is he saying in that Know You Want Me?
Mm-hmm.
And they start like working, you know? And well, after that one, Loca becomes a hit, not from Shakira, from me. It's two. There was another one, the third one, it happens, Rabiosa. It's like, I Know You Want Me, pull Loca and Rabiosa.
Uh-huh.
And some people have, and the first one I hit, the second one, but there is only a song, there's always a song that brings the
Right.
one, yeah.
Out.
Unless you have like a chepa, we say here, no a chepa,
No.
like the lucky song.
Right.
Is you only have one lucky song in your entire life.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't have a chepa. I have many songs, but this one, I Know You Want Me, it was so nice. I remember we were releasing Rabiosa because Loca kind of a hit in the Spanish market, the American market, the Europe, the South America, uh, international artists didn't hear that song yet. It was only played here. People
Right.
was calling me to say, "Yo, by Blackberries."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yo,
Gotta love it. Palm Pilot.
there's your song here. You brought it? No, where? In La Vega. They go, oh. And then I knew it was working like that. Kept doing many songs. So there was a guy when her Loca that called from Miami and say, Isbel, he's Cuban guy. Hey, I wanna do you a tours in Miami for three days.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, three parties in a weekend. I said, let's go. There was not much money, but it's a way to bring that money, reinvest it, pay the taxes.
Opportunity.
Okay, so I went there, and in the second party there was a lady say, "Hey, I want my man to sing that song that you just sing. White man, I know you want me." And who you man? People, but no one knew who's people at that time.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
But some people got the hook, the money, the people around the team, the people that can you imagine? So I said, let's make the join. Let's go get together, everyone.
Uh-huh.
I said, give our number. We passed our manager number, and the next day we have a
Meeting.
a meeting. There was Pitbull, a regular kid. There was a kid with a flat hat, numbers, things, very nice person. Urban flow, not a
Mhm.
smoking floor.
Right,
Flow.
right.
All right. So they say, yeah, let's work with it. They love the song. They work with the song. The song got to the next level, reproduce it, remix it with the nice sound. I learned how sounds can be rebuilt and sound more internationally because there's a key for that. Even that helps you to understand how to make a song huger,
Wow.
to make it worldly with few little things that are unbelievable and simple. So besides, I went to the next party. So besides, in other words, he recorded the song, and while Loca was doing its works here, that song by Pitbull in less than 30 days became
Boom.
number one on the Latin Grammys. We won a Grammy. Me, while having Loca. Watch this. His label and others' label managing and listening and talking to me about business. I give you this type of money, this much money, many offers back and forth. I said, what's going on? For this song, many entrepreneurs, many from labels approach to say, do you have more songs like that one? We word in English. We have a lady called Shakira. That one once like that. She didn't come for loca. She came to the country for a song in English, which I wrote Addicted to You.
Of
I'm
Of course.
addicted to you. You got it? Looking for that type of song, like I Know You Want Me. It happens when some kind of a magic Spanglish, like cornflakes, hit. You create a logo with that, right?
Right.
Now, do you have something like that logo? I swear, addicted. Let's do it. But at the meantime, she heard reviews and also took it, and we presented Loca. And also we spoke to her and said, hey, your song is Loca. Not because this one hit yours. No, but you record already Loca. That one also was recorded. But believe this Loca. Days after, not even 5, 4 days after, 4 days, she said, yes, it's Loca. You're right. But no one saw Shakira, the personal, into that song. A rock girl, sweet, with beautiful songs, getting crazy about her naked. And a song called Loca. And a mambo. No one couldn't believe how can you put an angel and the evil's clothes or backwards, something ever said before. My lawyers are like that. I'm just kidding.
Some of them
Not
are.
kidding.
Many.
Maybe kidding. So she made it happen faster than I Know You Want Me. Boom, world, loca. One Grammy, double platinum, billboards.
Wow. Now, she wins a Grammy, but do you get the Grammy for?
I get credit because I'm part of the production. I'm part of the copyright. I'm part of percentage share when it comes to the intellectual property copyright of everything we do and I do. But all these well prepared, like we said before, because we need to fail to understand that
Yeah.
and be ready when that comes.
I mean, because when you think about it, were these songs part of those 67?
Yes, yes.
Right. So here you
Yes.
have, yeah, your stepdad told you, write another song. You wrote
But right now,
67.
I have about 1,650 songs.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. And what are some other ones that you wrote for, that?
LB Crespo is a huge singer. Have 5 songs with her. Gente de Zona, Judy from Mexico, Drake, the rapper, Lil Jon, Watagatapitos Berry with People. We on the song Danza Kuduro is a remix. I wrote my part in the lyric from Danza Kuduro, my part with Don Omar and Pitbull for the official remix. So many songs, so many artists. Juan Magan, which also win a double platinum, which Bailando por el Mundo. Many collaborations also that song that were hits that I've been invited to write my part and be part of the official remix from a hit song. And
Wow.
because of the branding build it
Mm-hmm.
and the strategy of being a mark.
Wow. I mean, with those people, I'm just taking it all in. I think that when you're thinking about these things, right?
Yes.
And you think about what you do and what you've created, some of the best songs that in the world, right? Because here I'm thinking the production side, the music side, right? The audio, the sound. Now, then you have also the talent of the lyrics side, right?
Yes.
Where does that come from? Where do those lyrics come from? Because yes, you have the sound, you have the music, but the lyrics.
I mean, how do you call where you put the pillow inside?
The pillowcase?
The pillowcase? Yeah. Is that like the blanket you put the pillow in?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Who has the longest pillowcase? We have the more space to put blanket. You know, I mean, if your pillowcase is 6 feet tall,
Mm-hmm.
it can hold a longer pillow, no,
Right.
than the regular size. So the experience of my life, it was too long, and the learning of process, seeing how an immigrant, how a Latin mother, S- Spanish woman, immigrate to the United States, divorced, and got married again, got to a system, moved to another place. Every time you change places, school,
Mm-hmm.
sectors, in system sectors, communities, relative people, you go through so many experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Your life goes so fast. It's like a long walk on a short bridge that you need to put that all up and add it, make your own math, understand. That's a whole story. Because inside of your house, under the roof of your house, there's four women, there's another boy, there ain't a boy like you to speak about boy things. And you know, these four women, women, you need to respect them. They're your sister, because you see what your mother did and got married, and another man respect her, and you gotta be also the man of the house. You're in a different place of the life, and it's not the same. Like for any writer that only saw one school, graduate or not. I mean, I did like 4 life in one life.
Wow. Yeah. I
And-
mean, that is
and
very true.
besides, you give your whole life to the United States of America, which I'm glad, because what I learned is what really helped me.
Yeah.
You know, how to be the sleeping snake
Mm-hmm.
in the right place. So what I'm saying is, you get the whole life from the United States of America, the opportunity of my life, and bring that all in your mind to a place here with less income and no job at that time.
Right.
So what people may think about you, the truth, he got deported. That's not all the thing you can think. Why? Because he didn't bring money, came to do music from the world that the music pays off.
Right.
All platforms are established in the motherland of the world. Who pays us all in the world?
Mm-hmm.
The eagle that eats snakes, they pay us all. We get paid from there. There's nothing after that. So what happened? How you got here with no penny, having a blue passport to do music? This guy's hiding something. No, I can't follow in my passion. Listening to somebody older than I that loves me, because he has showed me that love me how, carrying my mother. Because if he wouldn't be different with one of my sister, I wouldn't know. Oh, my mother.
Mm-hmm.
But he was a kind of man, even more than my dad at some time,
Mm-hmm.
or mostly. So he was the right person to tell me his feeling, because what he did with me as an experienced man, the thing he touched me, teach me in the past tense as a man, in a way, because he wanted the best for me, and he understood. Combine it with my mother told me, go there, go there, do things right. They will love it because how you are.
Mm-hmm.
The type of person you are is people that are loved in the world.
Yeah.
And how I am that, how I am, Mom. No matter what you have done in your life, you be loved by people,
Yeah.
because you feel like you're normal like everyone.
Yeah.
You never say something that you are bigger than anyone.
Right. It's love. It's love. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That has been the gift of being succeed in anything I have done.
I mean,
Love.
your character is incredible. The person that you are is you're very, I mean, humble, very straightforward, integrity, and your heart is huge. And like you said, it is out of love for whatever it is that you create, and your experiences brought you to that point of your life, and you just are reaping the blessings of something that a gift that God gave you, and the fact that you followed what you love to do. And a lot of times I say, people will ask, well, why do you work so hard? And I always tell them, I go, I don't do hard work. I do heart work, because nothing's ever hard when it comes from the heart. And it's the same thing for you. Like, you just were doing what you love.
You don't work hard when you do what you love.
Exactly. And that's exactly it. Okay. We have to wrap up now, and I could continue talking, but I want to know, what is, for the young people out there, for what you're saying. Do you have children?
Yes, I do. I have
Okay.
a beautiful girl.
Okay. How old is she?
11.
Okay. So she's 11. The world is some will say it's a crazy place.
It is.
Some will say, there's so many great things. We just hear all the negative all the time too. But in raising her, and the parents out there that especially are struggling right now with all of the hype, social media, everything else that's going on, what would you say? What advice do you give to young people today in following what they want to do, following their dreams? And what advice do you give to parents as you go through the same scenario as well?
Well, it's clear that my life is different than many other people.
Mm-hmm.
My status, lifestyle,
Yeah.
type of work, type of matter, actually the way I think, and maybe this one reflect in others or be relative to others. But in my scenario with my family, my wife and kid, my daughter, I apply the first thing that I learned in my family: much love. The more love you apply, the more attention you get from your kid. They become confidential with you.
Mm-hmm.
They can penetrate with you. The more trust and love you give, because we think that the biggest things are what matters, the smallest things that matters. Let's say my daughter breaks a glass. Be careful. No, 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 no. Hey, it happens to me many times.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I learned how not to break the next one.
Yeah.
Love,
Yeah.
what they do, they become to imitate you.
Yes. Absolutely.
They say, if you being succeed, who imitates you and have your ADN,
Mm-hmm.
DNA will be like you or better. Always the student defeat the teacher.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So
I think
the rest of the things, quality is time. How you invest it is the main key. But love is the reason.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think that, you know, kids don't do what you say, they do what you do, right?
Yes.
They are more, they watch. You may tell them not to do something, but if they don't see you doing it too, their likelihood of them doing what you tell them and not what you actually do
Is correct.
is not going to be the same. So you're showing love, you're showing all of these things of hard work, doing what you do, and in the end, time, like you said, spending time, because most kids don't want the toy on the shelf, or yes, they might want the new phone or whatever, but what they want most is their parents' time.
And the hardest thing in this is to give that love.
Mm-hmm.
We've been fighting to feel the love. We fight to get love, to be loved, to show love.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know why it's for so many of us it's so hard to show that we love.
Yeah.
To say things that people love to hear. It's like someone showed us not to show our heart because that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, you know, uh, life mean to be that way, but it's wrong.
Right.
The right way is love should be the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because from there, you're saying, I'm looking from inside me. If you don't have that inside you, you
Yeah.
can see it outside.
Mm-hmm.
So everything there, everything starts there. The belief of anything
Yeah.
starts there. Don't look outside the earth of you if you haven't find anything inside you yet.
Yeah.
So, and the respect after all comes from there, but not getting a little bit far from there and talk about the integrity of a family
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to love. A legado, you know what's a legado? Legado is
Like a connection? A connection?
no, alegado.
Allegado.
El legado que uno deja. You know the legado?
Ah, legacy.
The legacy.
Uh-huh.
I forgot the word for a second.
That's okay.
I
That's
don't know
okay.
why. The best legacy
Mm-hmm.
you can leave to one of yours is the education. Love is free. Legacy will cost you something,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the best force that you can do.
Yeah.
When they combine these two things, hey, believe it or not, no one will be able to defeat them.
Yeah.
Impossible. I seen it. I lived it.
Do you teach your daughter about music?
She, I don't know, I try to drive her by schools of class teachings vocals
Mm-hmm.
and playing instrument, but along by seeing me, what I do, how hard, what I
Yeah.
like, and question that she asked me, along, this is her 5th year since she was 5, doing acting classes and being already in 12 movies. That's her.
Wow.
She plays with it like naturally born. Always they take as the main character because one, she plays with it. It's like normal acting. The paper that they gave her, she dive in the paper. I mean the
Mm-hmm.
character. I don't know how she does it. I'm not an actor, and I don't like to do it.
It's
But
her gift.
she don't have the fears, any fears. It's a when I see her, she has her done. At her 6 years old, she won her first 8,000 pesos dominicanos for a commercial. When I was 8 years old, 9, 12, I didn't see a penny. I
Mm-hmm.
had to work, study to get paid
Right.
working in a fast food restaurant because I need the money, not in music. I don't know if you feel me.
Yes. Yes.
6 years old as an acting, getting money from a commercial, born with her stuff. So I said, wait, I'm not gonna push it through singing because sometimes in some roles that she has to sing, naturally hit the nose,
Yeah.
and this directors has tell me, hey, she sings. Forget about teaching her singing. How she breathe out and in when singing, and retake the bridges, and I mean, I never teach her that.
Right.
Hello. So of course, I and she doesn't. Of course, you need to have more guide to it.
Of course.
She doesn't want to, but the director says, "No, don't, don't obey her to that way because what she's doing here in the school, we do what the rest. But she have her talent as an actress.
Mm-hmm.
So she's a small actress, and she just finished uh, a theater showcase that took 3 days. There was a 3 day show
Mm-hmm.
about 2 weeks ago. Also got paid for it. I mean, I mentioned it, but she got paid for it just to let you know that at her age,
Yeah.
she has the talent to
Yeah.
do it. She go to casting, they take her.
And
And besides the outfit she has, it's like the outfit for this side of the world. and the other side.
Mhm.
She said she looks Italian, dark
Good
hair,
for her.
beautiful
Love it.
skin, and looking like Queen Elizabeth.
I love it.
It has the style for that type of direction.
Does she? I mean, I think too, though, right? She's doing. She loves what she does. Obviously, she's got a gift. She loves it because it doesn't sound like you force her.
She loves so much that she does so much that she understands that the only way to get to be where she wants to be, because she says she wants to be there. I told her, well, the best way to be there is to have the best grades in the world at school.
Mhm.
She said, is to have the best grades. I'll bring you the best grade because that's what I want.
Yeah.
And it's bringing the best grades.
Good for her. I mean,
She doesn't ask for anything material. She wants to do this, and it's bringing the best grade.
Be-
You ask her what she wants on special days versus this, and the things that she says and saying what she wants. You don't even need money to buy that.
wow. I love it. I love it. I mean, I think that in general, like for her at her age, she is really and truly creating something. I mean, she's sacrificing, I'm sure, other things, but to her, it's not a sacrifice because she is is doing what she loves. So I just want to thank you so much for spending this time. It's been a while now that, over an hour that we've been talking. It seems like we just got started and I could keep going, but I'm being told I can't. So this has been such a wonderful blessing for me today. So I just want to thank you so much for being here on the show and taking your time to be with us here at Punta Cana Hits. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in to What's Up Punta Cana with Christy Maggio. And thank you to El Cata for being a part of the show this evening. And final words?
Thank you, Christine, for this opportunity. And thank you, everyone. And it's the first time I do an English interview this way about these words, these things that.
And you did amazing. I love it.
And I excuse myself to the audience. My English is not pretty good looking, but it happens to be quite understandable. No?
It's quite understandable, and it was amazing. So thank you for tuning in tonight. Follow and like Punta Cana Hits and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thank you again. This is Christy Maggio. Next time.
Every Friday at 7 p.m., Punta Cana Hits presents What's Up Punta Cana with Christy Maggio, the #1 English talk show in the area, with the best that the Dominican Republic and the rest of the world have to offer.
Punta Cana Hits.
Ahí ve, Aeropuerto Internacional de Bávaro.